Welcome, everyone. This is News Now from the Belmont Journal, and Lisa Gibalerio of the Wayside Youth and Family Support Network is joining me again. Lisa is also coordinator of the Belmont Wellness Coalition, and I'm your host, Mike Crowley. So, Lisa, today let's talk about youth who might benefit from mental health support from a counselor or therapist, but they're reluctant to receive that kind of help. Um, Lisa, help us understand why that might be the case, and what why would some young people be reluctant to seek professional help when it comes to mental health support?
Well, there are several reasons, Mike. Stigma is still an issue. It's better than it had been, but it's still an issue, especially for young people. They don't want to be judged. And it's really hard for some young people to acknowledge that they may need professional help, that they have that they have something that needs to be worked through. In fact, I think we can say that some adults have trouble acknowledging that they need a professional to work something through. Opening up to a stranger is really challenging, again, for both youth and adults. Kids don't want to feel like there's something wrong with them, that it's a sign of weakness. We've heard from young people, Mike, that they're not sure that these sessions will be confidential. And for a subset of kids, they're concerned about the cost burden on their families.
Well, let me ask you this, Lisa. Given that this kind of reluctance may exist and for a variety of reasons, how much should parents try to change their children's minds about this?
Well, that needs to be approached cautiously. I would say a hard try to change the mind is not really going to be effective, but a gentle, keeping this a topic of conversation. So here's what we do know is that young people who make the decision themselves, feel in control of the decision, are more accepting of seeking professional help. So I would say for parents, to get your child to that place, be normalizing conversations about mental health. And expressly state the benefits of receiving professional help. One tip I give to parents is to liken this to any medical care. So for example, if a child was having constant eye issues, blurry vision, we would see an eye doctor, right? Or if a child was having constant foot pain, we would as a family, a parent, we take them to a podiatrist. It's no different if your emotions need some help being processed. If that's the case, we see a counselor or a therapist.
Well, let's say that I'm a parent, Lisa, which I am, but let's also say I have a kid who I feel might benefit from professional help. Specifically, what should I do? How should I approach this?
Specifically, I would have you say to your young one, your mental health is just as important as your physical health, and more important to me than your grades or your activities or anything else. I would let them know how important it is to not be wrestling with emotional pain. Secondly, share your concerns with them and do this gently. You could say to a young person, it's really hard to see you struggling. My heart hurts when I see the kind of emotional pain you're in. So share your concerns, share your observations. Again, suggest therapy using the medical analogy. Reassure them that people do feel better with treatment, that therapy can be really effective. Let them know that it is confidential, that unless their own health is in danger or they are a danger to others, a therapist will not share what is discussed. Now, it may be such that under the age of 18, a therapist is allowed to, but most will form an agreement that they won't share the content unless there's a danger to the child or to others. Support them through the process, help them, identify someone, give them the information that they need. And lastly, if your child is still reluctant, respect that, but do circle back.
All right, Lisa. So let's talk about access for a moment. During the height of the pandemic, so many people had difficulty obtaining mental health care of any kind. Can I ask, has this situation improved?
It has, Mike. So telehealth appointments, which really became quite popular during the pandemic, have really opened up the possibility, because now you can see somebody almost anywhere. So I would say that that's helpful. There are also more resources available. So here's what I advise parents to do. First and foremost, contact your insurance agency. They should be able to provide you with a list of counselors, therapists who obviously take that insurance and are accepting new patients. Also, this is kind of great news. The Belmont Public Schools have now contracted with an agency called Care Solace. So let someone at the schools know, and they will put your child into the Care Solace system, and they will connect your child with a therapist. So that's a very helpful and brand new tool. You can also get on Psychology Today. There's a button that says find a therapist. You put in your insurance, you put in, maybe there's a preference around gender or age, and they will provide you with a list of providers. So yes, it's easier. It still takes some work though.
All right. It does sound like it takes a little bit of work, but those are great resources, and we surely appreciate that. Anything else to mention, Lisa?
Just again, to remind your child that therapy is effective. Most people who seek therapy feel better. So I think that's just that's a real important reminder.
All right. Well, thank you, Lisa. And I'll just say that getting mental health support for our children, if it's warranted, can be helpful and life-changing. And so parents, encourage your young people if professional support could help. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Major funding for the Belmont Media Center is paid by franchise fees from Comcast, Verizon, provided through the town of Belmont. Additional support is provided by our business and community sponsors, including Russian School of Mathematics and MAN, Monderer Design, Tamsin Kaplan, Alden Lock and Security, Nursing on Demand, Trinkdish and Craft Beer Cellar, and by Bethel Temple Center, Belmont Chinese American Association, National Association of Armenian Studies and Research, and by you. Thank you. Support live and local TV coverage of public meetings, school events, town activities, and hyper-local news by donating to BMC at belmontmedia.org/donate.